All right, welcome to day 3 of informative writing. So far we brainstormed 3 interesting animals we potentially would like to research and write about. And then yesterday we made our writing plans, and you should have chosen one of your animals that you definitively want to write about for your topic. And you came up with 5 questions that you had about your animal. And these 5 questions are going to help us. Uh, they're just going to help us for our writing later because we need to know about our animals to be able to write about them. So I'm just gonna go quickly with you guys. I gotta try to keep this under 10 minutes so I can put this on YouTube. But so my 2 questions were: where does the pink fairy armadillo live? What is the shell on its back? What does it do? And what is it for? So I'll just run through my process of how I would answer these questions. So let's go to Google. Look up the pink fairy armadillo. So when you're looking for websites to research your animal, you need to be a little careful. Like this one right here, if you see it, wired.com. It was I already went on it. You can see the link is purple. I already checked that one out. That one to me it was more like someone was writing about how weird the animal was. It wasn't very scientific. It wasn't very informational. So that's why I didn't want to use that one. You will all come across Wikipedia. I don't know if you've used Wikipedia before, if you know what it is. Wikipedia can be very useful, but you have to be careful because it's a as useful as it is. Anybody that has an account can log into anything and they can change the information. And sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad because sometimes some people know a lot about this and they'll if you look down here, all these like really long little writings. These are sources. People like use good sources and to give actual good information. But then anybody also can come on here and change anything they want at any time. Wikipedia is pretty good as a company. They're pretty good at they have people whose job it is to go on here and look out for misinformation and change things and block people that maybe are just trying to do it to be funny or something. So I mean, definitely check Wikipedia out because it's I always find it useful. But just be mindful or remember that sometimes things can be incorrect on here. I've never experienced that too often, but one website I did find that was pretty useful to me was this A to Z Animals. I liked the name of it. I chose that one because the name of it sounded like an encyclopedia or something. And so I found the pink fairy armadillo on here, and they had a lot of good information for me. Let me get rid of these ads. So when I was researching, I came across right in the first paragraph. I had one of my questions answered. The pink fairy armadillo, also known as the pichichiego, the pink fairy armadillo is the smallest known species of armadillo. I didn't know that. It lives in the sandy plains and dry grasslands of central Argentina and other parts of South America. So real quick, let me look up a map of South America for you guys. So right away, I already answered one of my questions. Um, so our little guy here, the pink fairy armadillo, he lives in. If you can see where that green outline is, that's Argentina. That's a country in South America. Like America would be way up here, North America, where we live, and down here on another continent, they live down here, and they said central, so probably in the middle of this country that's outlined here. And that would make sense because if you see this really skinny country right here, that's a place called Chile. And between Chile and Argentina, there's this famous mountains called the Andes Mountains, and they're huge. And usually, what you find on Earth is on one side of a mountain range, especially a big mountain range, there's a desert. There's always a desert for some reason, and so that would make sense. There's a lot of sandy, dry, grassy areas after these mountains. So I have one of my answers. So I'm gonna take it back to my writing plan. Where does the pink fairy armadillo live? Um, the pink fairy armadillo lives in central Argentina, But they also said in other parts of South America. And I don't want to just stop there because I had even more information. There's some other important parts of this. It wasn't just central Argentina and parts of South America. It's places where there were sandy plains and dry grasslands. So I'm going to include that too. I did bullet points if you can see. It's just like we're taking notes. So they live in sandy plains and dry grasslands. All right, let me just check how much time's left in this video. Okay, it's cool. We still got 5 minutes. So my second question, let's answer that together real quick. What is the shell on its back? What does it do? What is it for? See, I didn't even know what, because my animal had that unique looking little pink thing on his back. I didn't even know what it was. If it was a shell, I just called it a shell. But as I did my research, I found out yes, it was a shell. I found that down here when I was reading about it. And uniquely, the fairy armadillo shell is not primarily used for protection. So what they're saying there is armadillos usually have kind of like a hard back for protection, and the fairy armadillo's shell is used for protection, but that's not the only thing it does. There's a more important job it has. Instead, the main function is thermoregulation, and the armadillo can flush the blood vessels in its shell and adjust its body temperature. So basically, that means the pink fairy armadillo, it uses its back. It can send blood to and from it to help cool himself off or warm themselves up, which is pretty interesting. So the shell gives the animal protection. The shell also helps the animal control its body temperature. Because, like, for example, we humans, we sweat, so we don't need to send blood to our back to cool off or warm up. We sweat to cool down, or we shiver to warm up. If you ever watch a dog, when dogs get hot, they don't sweat, or dogs and cats especially, they don't sweat like we do. They pant or they breathe really heavy. So I guess what the pink fairy armadillo is, it uses its shell. It can send blood up there to. If it sends blood up there, it's either trying to warm it up with the sun, or it's trying to take the warm blood away from its body, so its body can cool off. In the blood, and the shell will get into contact with the cool air. Pretty crazy. Not like it's bleeding out of its back, but it can warm its back up or cool it off to help him cool off. Okay, so I'm gonna stop it there because I got to keep this under 10 minutes. But good luck. Have fun answering your questions, and I'll talk about what we're gonna do with this information tomorrow. I haven't been able to see what animals you chose yet. I don't have access to Google Classroom, but that should be coming soon. So I'm really looking forward to see what you guys are writing about. All right, so I will see you guys tomorrow, and good luck. Have fun with this.